Well, hello, my friends. Welcome back to Breakfast with Sergio. As you know, we're doing a special edition episodes with artists from around the world. And today I'm super excited because I have with me Pedro Antão and Ftima Sardinha. They are both founders of the Screaming Art Group, and they're joining me all the way from Portugal. So don't go anywhere. It's going to be a great conversation. Well, hi, Pedro. Hi, Fátima. How are you guys today?
Hi, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, both of you, and super excited to have you today in the show because we're going to chat about, building an international art community through Instagram, which is something that you started way before the pandemic and way before many people started to kind of create their own groups. This is something that you had already thought about this idea, and not only thought about it, but actually put action into it and put a lot of work and effort. And today you have created a wonderful, amazing group, which I'm super excited to be part of it and, collaborate with you as curator as well. So we're going to talk about how that began, how that started, and the dynamics of that, because I think many of our friends can learn from your experience and also from the hardships of that, because it's not easy. One thing is to say, I'm going to do a group, but another thing is to kind of push it through, after the first year and further. So let's talk about that. But before we do that, Fátima, can you give us a little bit of a quick overview on what's happening right now in Portugal?
Well, in Portugal now, the situation, we plane the curve, but is worse in the north than in the south. But thanks God that we don't get in a worse situation as, for example, Italy or Spain. So here is under control, but we'll be in emergency state until the 12th of May. People will stay in quarantine, and then I'm in the worst area, that is the north of Portugal.
So let's talk a little bit about your background of both of you. So Fátima, you are an artist, you're a painter. We can see some of the work that you have in the back. Are you originally from Portugal, Fátima?
Yes, I born in the south of Portugal in Faro, but then I moved to the north where I have studied to be a primary teacher, and I have done a PhD in elementary mathematics. So I study 3 years in the secondary arts, but then I moved.
Okay.
Then I get a burnout after my PhD. A few years later, I get in depression and so on. So I always had painted all my life, oil painting. But then in that situation, art was like a way of express my feelings, and also to do something that I really enjoy and help me a lot.
Excellent. Well, thank you. And in a minute, we're going to talk about how that burnout, transitioned into something amazing, which is what you both have started. But so Pedro, let's talk with you a little bit. So tell us a little bit about yourself, also your background.
Thank you, Sergio. I don't have nothing to do with art. I'm a scientist. So in the last 22 years, I work mainly with European research projects, which I'm also sometimes the coordinator and scientific manager. So that's my experience that I brought to this project. And 1.5 years ago, I decided to do a page in Instagram to share art, which I like. And it got such much engagement that, now it has about 75,000 followers and has the dynamic that it has. So that's a little bit my background and why I entered a little bit on the art world, let us say.
That's amazing. I have a question for both of you. How did you meet? Pedro, maybe you're...
My work.
I shared her work and then all hell broke loose.
Okay. So you didn't meet in person first. No,
not at all. I shared her work, and then she thanked me in a private message, and we started talking. And she was sharing a little bit her struggles, the depression and the burnout that she had, the way that she wanted to win in the art world and the difficulties. And this was something that I was hearing a lot by a lot of artists when I was sharing them, thanking me and saying their struggles. And obviously along the time, I started to be aware that there was a lot of opportunities in here. And when I met Fátima, these opportunities became much because of her, a lot of engagement and strength in something more tangible. At the time, she had already a small group, and with time, we increased that group.
Excellent. So Fátima, how long was it ago that you contacted Pedro to the Instagram, and then tell us a little bit about the beginning stages of the group?
Okay, so I start with my burnout, and I stay at home in a sick leave since November of 2018. I start painting. I have difficulty in sleeping, so I talk with lots of artists all around the world. And what I noticed is that everyone asks you money to share your work. So then I have been reposted for the first time without someone don't ask me money. And I just start thinking, this is great. So I thank so much to Pedro, and I start talking with him, and I said, look, you do an amazing work, and we maybe can found a group because you have your page and you have a lot of engagement already, not like you have now. Now you have a much bigger followers than you have at the time. So I think it's 1 year around now that we met, because he shared me in April, and I start talking with him. Maybe we can do something together, maybe a project. This is the PhD things. We are never quiet. And I think I told him, because I met some artists with bipolar, with depression and so on. And I told him, maybe we can do a group, and you can help us with your page, and maybe then becomes the psychologist. But first it becomes you, because I read an interview about you, Sergio, and I think that's great. And I, in life, I always have the no guarantee, right? So I start speaking with you, and like you, other artists like Harman van der Tuin, Carlos A. Fernandes, Cajard, and other artists decided to help us and to start this with us. So I have to thank you a lot, and to the artists that believe us at the beginning, and to the all artists that accepted also to be part of it, and to the psychologists that are in our group right now, because we don't win money. No. This is all pro bono.
Exactly.
Because it's all. We start the group, I think, in June, the chat. So, and until now, we are working in the background.
Yeah.
So you don't see, this is not easy. You don't see the results straight away.
Right. And Pedro, can you give us a little bit of an idea of kind of what are some of the objectives of the group, the purpose? Because it's not just a group for just, okay, be a group and then everybody will just say hi to each other. It's not that. There are some very specific ideas behind it, and that's why I love the group too. So can you share a little bit of that?
Yeah, sure. Obviously, like Fátima said, the beginning of the group obviously was to help each other, create a little bit more the dissemination. Obviously, I have a vehicle that is creating a lot of engagement, and this could be a starting point. Obviously, like Fátima said, there are 2 psychologists that are within our group, and obviously art therapy is one subject that is very keen for us. But obviously with time, we started to think, wait a minute, we have all the necessary ingredients to create a business area in here. So creating opportunities to artists through creating, talking with galleries, talking with other agents, and creating win-win relationships with the artists. So like Fátima said, and this was something that I realized since the beginning of the Screaming Art Group, is that there are a lot of people gravitating around the artist asking for money and not offering nothing in the beginning. So in a sense, we do the business on the other way around. Is okay, we do everything to pro bono and create opportunities to you, and if you win, we win. So it's a win-win relationship, and it becomes a little bit easier for the artist, both established or emergent, to trust us, because he always have the last word if he wants to go to an exhibition or not. So this is some of the objectives that we have. We have other objectives a little bit more on the medium long run, but these three are paramount, which is the networking, the art therapy, and the business of exhibitions and so on.
And which I love that, because it's not a group that just stays online, but eventually there will also be some physicality to it, and around the world, you know, as more artists are part of it. So how many artists are in the group right now?
60 artists, the platform and the two psychologists, and it's 27 nationalities and a little bit more of locations, because some artists, they have their studio in one country and they are from another country. So now we became worldwide. So we go from South America to North America, Africa, Europe, Central Asia, and even Australia. So we became global.
Amazing, amazing. Now, with every big group, there are always struggles too. It's not easy what you guys have begun, and not only begun, but pushed through. There are ups and downs with everything. Every project has ups and downs. So I'll ask you, each one of you really quickly, you know, something that you have learned from running this group, maybe how you overcame a particular obstacle or something that you may want to share.
Managing everyone.
Yeah, the time that it takes to manage people. Yeah.
Manage people, it's difficult. It's not difficult, but how can I say? It starts being too many people, and sometimes explain them what we are trying to do, and sometimes it's not easy because it's too many people. But I think we are doing fine. Also talking with artists from other side of the world. We have meetings at 4 a.m. here in Portugal.
Yeah.
Like video chats with artists to talk with them. So, but you know, I don't think it's the difficulty. It's not the difficulty. It's the commitment you have. You know. And for me, what I appreciate more in this group is see people growing and see people happy, and see that some people are seeing their dreams come true. So that takes a lot of time, and it's not easy. I think the commitment you have with the group, it must be, and you must be the example for the whole group to put all the engagement that we need to run. I don't know if I explain me well.
I think so. I think, yeah. Totally. Love that. Pedro, how about you?
Well, it's not only the time that is time consuming. I think the issue is in the art world, everything is slow motion, because everything takes a little bit more time. The reply time, it's not what you usually, at least me as a PhD, as a manager, I'm used to. So I had to readjust a little bit my expectations as well. And obviously we have here a big advantage as well, and that's why we managed to constitute the network that we have, is that we are very straightforward in providing the right message to the artists. And there is here a feeling of trust. And once there is this feeling of trust built, things become a little bit easier. And this commitment that Fátima was mentioning, it becomes easier to happen. Everyone sees that we are not asking nothing in advance. So it's easier for them to commit to the project because they believe in the project. They see that we are doing and there is engagement, and they see that there will be something tangible in the end.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much to both of you for the work that you are doing with the Screaming Art Group. We're going to invite our friends to check it out. Go to in Instagram at the Screaming Art Group, and you can find us there. I would love if you can also share that. Fátima, you can share your own Instagram for your own artwork so our friends can also see your art. And Pedro, also, if you can share the other page of Screaming Art. So, Fátima, what is where can our friends can find you?
Sardine Tusha.
Okay, and
Sardine Tusha. It's like sardine. It's my name, my last name in English, and Tusha.
Excellent.
I don't. Yeah.
And yeah, we'll put the links on there so our friends can follow. And how about you, Pedro?
The Scream Art and the Score Art.
Okay.
So this is the Scream Art, but then we have the Screaming Art Group underscore group. That is the page of our group. And Sergio, if you allow me, just a message for your listeners.
Yes.
If you are an artist, and when you see this podcast, and if you think that you have the quality to be part of our group, if you are a company that works on deals with art, and if you want to be our sponsor or deal and collaborate with us, or if you are a gallery and you are interested to work with us and our artists, please drop us a message either for our IG or webpage, that we for sure will listen to you and we'll be very happy to collaborate with you.
Thank you both for being here, for joining and for sharing your story, amazing things that you are creating and doing.
Thank you, Sergio.
And we look forward no problem. We look forward to seeing that grow for many, many years to come and help many artists along the way. So thanks, our friends, for watching this session as well. Please share it with your friends. Pedro, Fátima, and I will be really excited if you share it as well. Have a great day. Be safe. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.